All right. Hey, how's it going this evening? It's Friday in my side of the world, my part of the world. February 1st was yesterday. That was the day of yet another. It's actually it's a January 29th update, but they put the balance updates, they put the notice out on the 1st. The reason I know this is because at the top of the thing it says January 29th. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the latest balance updates that they've done. Now, traditionally, what Snap makers want to accomplish is one, they don't want cards overpowered. They don't want cards that just be wrecking through everything, and they did a lot of that kind of changes in the past. Other times they try to tweak cards that just seem to be getting too much play, having too much effect, wreaking a little too much havoc. Not necessarily being the reason for wins on their own, but they're just a little too stifling or a little too, like, Alioth, for example, or Wave when she was getting her thing going. But so they've always made these little changes to try to offset some of the overplay of cards to the point where people are like, what they want to do is encourage people to play all the cards. Try everything. And if a card is too weak that nobody's trying it, they're going to try to boost it a little bit. If a card is so powerful that it's in 80% of the decks and it's winning all the time, they're going to nerf it because they just want to bring it down so that it's not the only option out there. And you're going to find that in time, as one type of deck wins all the time, they're going to figure out why, and then they're going to nerf it. That's just the way it's going to go. They're going to want to bring down certain types of decks or try to improve other decks so that they're more of a choice. So nothing. I don't think anything was too significantly major in this update. The first update we have is Luke Cage. Luke Cage, he's always he's been a reasonably. Oops, I got a slight malfunction here. Hold on. Okay, I don't know what just happened there, but okay. Okay, now I'm having issues here. Let's see if this fixes it. Okay. So Luke Cage's deal is that he stops people from breaking your deck basically. Tradition. Now he's gone through a couple of iterations. He was originally a 2-cost card. He didn't get any his first buff didn't really change his power at all, but he was reduced or limited to just the one location. Now that caused him kind of a he really lost a lot of play because he wasn't able to do his job. He really only helped in one spot, which limited him quite a bit. So you would protect one spot and then, you can go do whatever. Now they've given him his full power back, but they increased his power. They increased his hit power as well as his cost. Now he's going to be very interesting. I think we're going to see a lot more of him showing up in Surfer decks. Now, yes, Surfer's still a thing. I play a Surfer deck still. Because for one, 3/4, solid power. And he's going to help a lot with characters like, what do you call it? Cyclops. Cyclops is a card that has been the bane of my existence. I hate him every time. I almost just want to retreat when he comes into play because he's that irritating. But now I think Luke Cage is back. He's going to be significantly more powerful. Once again, people are going to start throwing him in there, and we're going to hopefully see a lot less of Cyclops and his ilk. There are a number of cards out there that try to do stuff. They've been doing Annihilus is out there, so they're playing playing him with other cards that can reduce power and then sends them over to you, which is always annoying, right? So this will help resolve a lot of that. I think it's cool. I think 3 is a good number for him. 3, 4. That's going to be a solid card. We're going to see a lot of Luke Cage coming out. Okay, so and I'm looking forward to getting him into a deck. Hulkbuster. This is very interesting to me. They made it less good. It was a 3-5. And its whole premise was to come in and fill up, make a guy really strong. It worked really good with the destroy decks, right? Because you'd power him up. Basically, all it was a one card boost. I mean, you merged him, he became the boost. That's all it was, because the card stayed the card. You're just giving him a big boost. But if you don't have the card, the Hulkbuster could still sit and play as his own card. Now, let's see what they say. Because the strongest destroy deck by far was all about Deadpool, he also wanted to look at weakening some of the best ways to make huge Deadpools. So they brought Hulk Post. Okay, that makes sense. Hulkbuster was one such card, but it's also a fun card for other strategies like move and the occasional cookie brew. I don't know what the heck is a cookie brew. Since the real problem was how much power Hulkbuster was adding to Deadpool, we decided to keep it fairly efficient on rate and just shrink down the numbers. Hopefully this change actually creates some opportunity for play alongside things like Multiple Man, Werewolf. We want to keep Hulkbuster a solid card. I don't know how solid it'll be. I guess we'll find out. At 2-3, it's a decent kind of play to add to stuff. I'm not sure what it'll do. I think that the self-destroy decks, they call them destroy decks. I don't like that, because there's destroy decks that destroy the opponent's cards, which are truly destroy. They destroy something other than themselves. I call them like self-destruct. You're destroying your own cards. But hey, whatever. Ultimately, the point of this is to try to make those decks a little less common. I hope. Oh gosh, I hope. That's the most common deck, I believe, self-destruct decks, and I'm glad to see it taking a hit, even if it is just the one card. Now Heimdall, all he did really was give him a little bit of oomph. I don't know if it was necessary. I don't think Heimdall on his own. I mean, he can. I guess 6'9" can win a territory, right? I mean, that's a pretty solid size, but ultimately, it's a pretty weak, a weak play. I don't think it's going to matter much. Same decks are going to use him. He's not going to get more or less play because of it. I think it's just, hey, I use him. Cool. He's going to be nice. I don't think it's going to change much. Okay, so I saw this one, Spider-Man 2099. This broke it. I mean, 2099 was barely usable to begin with. They made him stronger, yes, but his kill capacity just went out the window. I mean, it used to be that you could play Spider-Man 2099 with Ghost Spider on the same turn, on turn 5, and take something out. Now you can do that, but now it has to be on turn 6. He's much bigger now, but you're not going to be able to do that. So your finishing move is now a turn 6 action. It's going to kill maybe one card at best, and that's going to be a lot harder to do because the territories are going to be all that much more full. Therefore, a lot harder for him to hit anything you want him to hit. His whole playability goes down when you keep taking out those extra turns. On turn 6, a lot more cards get played. That's when everybody throws everything onto the table, and his big punch at the end of a game is lost. I mean, on turn 5, it was a good play still, because a lot of times people are saving up for that big finish, or they're setting up. But now, I think they broke him. I don't think we're going to see Spider-Man 2099 getting much play. He's been a below average card. He's going to stay a below average card. I'm sorry. This is not going to do it. He is stronger, but he's just a big guy now. He's just a 5'9" that you may occasionally get to kill something with. Unless they figure out a way to make him more usable, I think what they should have done was maybe allow him... I don't even know. I was thinking maybe allow him extra kills. I'd have rather than made him smaller, like made him I don't know, maybe a 3/3, and allow him to kill all the way through. kill as much as he wants, or maybe just nerf him a little bit at 4, making him a 4-2 or a 4-3, and allow him to kill more than once if they can pull it off. Because you only get, it's pretty hard to move a guy a lot at the last couple of turns. You might get 2 shots. So I don't know. At the very least, I think they should, if they were going to go to 5-9 to make it that way, take away his limit. Take away the first time he moves kill option. And then at the last turn, you can try to set up a couple zigzags and knock out a couple things at the end of the game. That's my opinion. That's what I say. I say if they really wanted to make Spider-Man 2099 better, if they really wanted to give him a little bit of a boost, take him to 5-9. He's going to get less turns to play, possibly not even get to do his kill until turn 6. And as such, take away the limit. The first time moves. How about just say when he moves? It's going to be hard to get him there. It's going to be hard to move him in one turn. Yeah, you might get a couple extra shots if you can take it to a turn 7. But that's fine. Let him wreak some havoc. It doesn't have to be all the way up to 5-9 either. I mean, I'd say go to 5-7, 5-8. I mean, I'd rather him have the extra kills, opportunities, if you can pull it off. And that would be fun to watch him jumping around. Ghosts. This is Ghost. This is a significant jump. I don't see a lot of Ghosts, so this is probably why. It was weak. It doesn't seem to do anything new. I mean, it's still just when your you reveal last. But now, instead of being a 1-2, he's a 3-5. So, or she. Is Ghost a she? I don't know. Ultimately, this could be interesting. I mean, you don't necessarily want to play him as often. You could play it with Surfer now. Get a little bit of a kick. Your cards will reveal last. So it's a little bit harder to be Shadow Kinged, but I think you're going to want to... now, I always think of cards that are into the 3 range as interesting for Surfer decks. I don't know that Surfer needs to be last. In fact, in some cases, you kind of want to be first. You want to be that able to fill up kind of thing. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what to think about this, but there is not a lot going on. I don't think this was a huge change. I think Luke Cage's is going to have the biggest effect on all these things. I don't think any of these others are going to be a massive change. Luke Cage will get a lot more play now. He'll be revived. We're going to see a lot more of him. This other stuff is fairly minor, except for those few people playing 2099 are going to probably... I play him on one of my decks. I like him, but now I don't know how well he's going to play because he gets... I don't know if I like the turn 6 forced to play that card on turn 6. I'm not sure. I don't think it's going to work. It may have just broke one of my decks. Or broke that part of it. They're doing a lot to prevent you from killing cards lately, so they're trying... So what they're ultimately doing is turning cards into normal cards, and on the off chance you might get to do something like kill another card, maybe, hopefully, but it's not great. That's it. That's it for this update. Hope you find it interesting. If so, follow and subscribe. That would be appreciated. And until next time, as they say, happy snapping. Goodbye.